Okay, so I believe that my audio is working and I'm getting recorded. In Discord. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm actually going to address. I will address what he said. Okay. To address this first, they are not being sent an offer. Like, they are not being sent an offer. As much as they are being sent an urgent warning. Mainly because what they are going to do is going to worsen their situation and increase the distance between them and their goals. A lot of the time spent so far has been on research to get inside their heads. The presentation is almost done. We're almost done with this. Like, I really do believe now that we should be doing the distribution here in, like, I don't know, a few days, like 72 hours. It's been worth the time it took to get here, and I don't have a doubt in me that we're getting farther away from time spent, because the more time I spend on it, I actually getting more dialed in. I feel like I understand their concerns more. I feel like I understand how to talk to them directly in their head more. I know how to, what do I mean to say this? So, point being is, like, I am not sending them a proposal about, like, hey, you should give me Phantom. Because people do not care about what you care about. They care about what they want. And important for us to succeed at this is for me to figure out what the fuck they want. So it's not that hard to figure out. You do have to kind of like do some research into the history of Phantom and the history of Sonic. The primary motivations behind things like the vertical integration thing, or why they are talking about sunsetting Phantom in the first place. Like, for them to want to sunset Phantom, it must tie into something they want or some concern they have. Therefore, you send them an urgent warning about what they're about to do, not about what we want. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that is what an amateur does. You talk about what you want. To get people to pay attention to you, you have to talk about what they want, right? So, like, on this stream, you guys want an update. Does that make sense? You want some sort of indication of the timeline, the success rate, how I'm feeling, etc., etc. It helps you make a decision. Correct or incorrect? In order for me to talk to Sonic Labs, which is a brand new audience, I have to do research on this audience first. Like, this is a lot of where the effort's been spent. But I don't think any of it has been in vain, and I think even though I believe I said the first time that we should be ready by May 15th, and it's May 27th now, and we're still not launched. Haven't launched the proposal or launched the video, the deck. I don't feel like we have a lower chance, because we're not sending it to them to go fucking, like, you do not compel people to take action if you give them a reason to think about it. So when I'm sending this, to be clear, we are telling them that they are going to destroy their relationship with their audience beyond repair. And we're going to back that up with an argument using case studies. We're going to back that up with a story about Steve Jobs. We're going to back that up with other stories about other tech companies which did not understand how to manage social capital. They didn't know how to build it. They didn't know how to signal it. They didn't know how to steer it. They didn't realize that when you scale up, your audience behavior changes. Did you guys know that? Are you guys aware of this? Believe it or not, this is also important to Pyre. Good news, this is something I know about, and they do not. How do I know they don't? Because I've been researching them. Does that make sense? So what this means is, when you give somebody an offer, there's a value equation. I think this is Hormozy's value equation. So you're probably looking at this and thinking, how does 5 use this to pitch acquiring Phantom? And you'd be wrong to think that, because we're still talking about their problem. Does that make sense? So the point being here is that, what's the worst thing? Like, what is the nightmare? What is the nightmare inside their heads? What's the worst thing they would ever want to happen at Sonic Labs? Anybody have an idea? Does anybody know? Here, I'll give you a little sneak peek. Let me see if I can find it. Any ideas? No? How many people are here? 4? Let's see, Alexi, Abuelito, Odin, Whisper, nobody knows. Okay, I'll just paste it in the chat. Okay, I'm going to delete it afterwards. I'm going to delete it afterwards, so make sure you read it in the chat. This is part of the fucking deck. Make sense? Do you guys understand why this is in the deck? This is what this is in the. This is probably in the around the 30 to 40% mark for the presentation. Because our plan is to make them fucking, like, pay attention to me immediately. Do you get what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is that, like, them doing this is actually really bad for them. If you're trying to help people, you really have to, like, empathize with them. Does that make sense? Do you get what I'm saying? No idea, Abuelito? Do you mean no idea? Do you remember the multi-chain thing, Abuelito? Whisper does. Alright. I'm going to delete it. So the messaging has to be, what you are about to do is going to hurt you worse than multi-chain did. Does that make sense? So the argument is crafted to drive home this point. Does that make sense? Because you can invert this. It's not about a dream outcome. It's about a nightmare outcome. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I really don't know if it makes sense. Right. Because, like, that's what compels people to take action. So, Odin, nothing about what I'm sending them is like, hey, please, will you give me Phantom Opera? Because nobody's going to give a fuck. Nobody's going to give a fuck. Does that make sense? Like, in order for them to give a fuck, I have to talk to them about what they already give a fuck about. So therefore, like, their success, right, which has to matter, and basically the amount of effort and work it takes to actually achieve what they want to do, right? I can even argue about the ethics of it, because it turns out, after watching an Andre Cronje interview, like, I can link that. Let me find this one. This is the interview. I think Whisper, you sent me this. Right? Legitimately, at around the end of this interview, the last 5 minutes, he literally says, Phantom will keep going as long as there are validators for it. And what this implies is the decision to sunset Phantom is recent. Does that make sense? And quite possibly being made by someone who is an idiot. Right? Does that make sense? So, like, I understand that maybe I need to reach him, but I also need to reach possibly a venture capitalist who doesn't agree with. Right. Like, and Whisper, I think, you know, it's not about a reality check. A reality check makes it sound like I'm being super confrontational. But to be honest, you have to circumvent people's egos in order to reach them. In fact, this is a lesson I had to learn a super hard way, because I once called people tapeworms inside a beta testing guide. I was fucking like, I was doing the exact opposite. Right? Like, that was a lesson I had to learn the hard way. You know, Cronje also talks about learning lessons the hard way. So, like, I kind of get where he's coming from. Right? Yeah, like, so, like, I have to actually use storytelling. I have to use storytelling. You know what? Fuck, man. You guys will eventually see this deck. Does that make sense? Especially once I get responses from them, I will release the deck and the video. But, like, we do not talk about anything we care about. We talk about what they care about. Why? Because that's how you get them to listen to you, right? So in order to persuade people, you have to, like, you have to first address something they care about. Do you guys remember How to Tell When to Sell? Like, this was the first fucking eureka moment for me. Then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Why don't we just talk about stuff that other people fucking care about and then fucking market them in? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that was like my eureka moment. I know that was like in December of 2024 or whatever, but like, yeah, that was still like my fucking epiphany. Because, like, that's how you get them to care. Everything I was saying in the past is like vibratility, negative yield instrument, right? Smoldering. You know, and, like, nobody gave a fuck about that shit, right? Like, that was just me kind of just marveling at my own mechanics. And that's not really how you promote things, right? That is, in fact, the opposite of how you promote things. Okay? Like, you have to talk about what people care about. So, like, How to Tell When to Sell, this turned out to be a popular concern in Web3. And that's when I learned that there was hope for us. I know it's now like 18 months later. I know. Believe me, it is even more infuriating for me when my whole life is this project. Believe me, like, I'm not numb to the impatience you guys almost feel concerning these delays. But I'm pretty sure that now that the acquisition of Phantom Opera is in the sights, this all might just work out way better than we ever expected. That's what I mean to say. Like, I have to believe that this was kind of meant to happen this way, meant to unfold this way. Yeah, I agree, Abolito, yeah. And worst case scenario, we'll still have time if it turns out this won't work. But, like, I think we're going to work. Like, I think this is going to work. Like, I think that we'll be able to reach a deal and hopefully get them to fucking transfer the SFC contract. Because, like, there's a lot of upside we can offer them. And to be honest, a lot of the problems they have, yeah. Result from being a complicated tech product. Does that make sense? Do you guys know of any other fucking project that might have had a past of being a complicated tech product? I'll give you a hint. It's this one. It's Pyre. So, like, all of the problems I had to solve about learning how to talk, you know, that can make the average person give a fuck. This turns out to be something that I've now spent 18 months thinking about and studying and perfecting and just gnawing away at the inside of my skull as I continue to obsess about this. I don't know. Do you guys think that at this point, like, I would be... do you know what I mean? Like all that's left to do is keep pushing, right? By the way, good news. One of the larger checks is now coming. Should be in my bank account before June 10th. Yeah, that's good news. That's good news, isn't it? This check, I want to say, is between $18,000 and $24,000, and this check will provide funding for the local machine. Yeah, by the way, that's fucking happening. So I want you guys to understand, lots of good things are happening. I know you guys can't see it. That's why we do the streams, so you can at least hear my voice, so you can at least, you know, I used to do this on camera, right? You guys can sometimes see my face, and you can at least get an idea if I am in fact, like, just spinning plates. I should hope so, Abuelito. Yeah. I would think this is now realistic. I am trying to get it going I'm trying to get it distributed, yeah. Or should I say, yeah. Yeah, like, granted, all I can do is just keep working at it and then keep trying to make it fucking finish. This is how everything happens, right? But, like, the good news is, yeah. The good news is, like, we gave ourselves time to do this. Do you guys know what I mean? Like I expected we would be here on May 15th because that still gave us time, right? Well, we still have that time. Do you guys know what I mean? Like, so, like, the goal was I aimed for that. So even if I'm delayed on these super early timelines, we are not wasting time. Do you guys get what I'm saying? This is the way you think. I realize that this is the wrong way to talk to the investors, because when you guys hear that I'm going to say May 15th, we're going to push for May 15th, and then it doesn't happen on May 15th, like, you guys think that's a bad sign. Like, no. I'm thinking in a different dimension. I'm saying we're going to push for May 15th because we don't want to push for June 30th. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if we push for June 30th, we're not going to make it. So therefore, we push for May 15th so that we can actually hit the deadline of... Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like that's the way that you manage a project with yourself. Like, you keep setting an early deadline, right? Which you then fail on because that way you still have time. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, this is the way you actually make things happen. I think this sounds stressful to people. I don't know. Get over it. I wish I could sound like. I wish I could sound more considerate about that. But, like, that's the way you get things done. Shit, you know, fucking Rockstar Games, like, misses every single deadline for, like, Grand Theft Auto 6. Bethesda misses every deadline. You know what I mean? They set these deadlines so that they can get something done. It's kind of weird how this happens. Like people need to feel a crunch in order to, like, squeeze output out, and that includes your relationship with yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, yeah. I believe I just want to not see it die. I think we will be able to get it big again. at least in price. I don't know if we can get it big again in market cap, but hey, who knows? In a couple of years, maybe, right? I don't fucking, you know, like it's one of those things where I need to be laser focused on just acquiring it, right? Once I can acquire it, then the rest of it is like, you know, designing it, steering it, et cetera, you know? We have to do like a governance thing to make it. You guys get what I'm fucking saying. Okay, anyways, do you guys have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? Like the structure is not send them a deal so they can think about it, because nobody gives a fuck. You have to talk to them about what they give a fuck about, and the only like thing they need to do is to begin talking to me. Does that make sense? Like, we're not entering a conversation where like I'm pitching them and then they get to fucking think about it. I did sales, like presentation sales, for like years. Like 10 years ago I was doing this. So like I already know how to like avoid that conversation. Like, hey, please. You know what I mean? That's just not how you do it. So you got to talk to them about what they care about and the details of it. What about plan B? Plan B is we go move to Monad. But like Abuelito, talking about plan B makes you less likely to achieve plan A. Does that make sense? Do you know the burn your ship story? Like, I think people don't realize. Yeah, I thought you might. Right. So like plan B, yeah, is we fucking copy and paste all this onto another chain. Fuck that sad sack of shit. Like let's just hit plan A. Does that make sense? Yeah, 100%. Exactly. Like that's like your attitude. Yeah, your attitude determines your aptitude. Okay. All right. Anyways, do you guys have any questions? Yeah, 100%. Okay, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you guys for coming to this. Like, we're going to make it. Do I sound like I'm sad? Do I sound like I'm bearish? Guys, I would just tell you at this point. I would just tell you it's not looking good. I was in the hospital with appendicitis in fucking February. I wasn't fucking lying about that shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would just tell you if shit was fucking looking bad. It's actually looking good. Is it delayed? Yes, but we're always delayed here, guys. We are always delayed. Like, come on, you can't really be that mad about this shit. I create these impossible timelines so that when I fucking miss them, we don't die. Do you guys get what I'm saying? This is like $1 billion project, and I'm trying to accomplish it in less time than it takes to get a college degree. Do you guys know what I mean? Like, you have to kind of be unreasonable with yourself. You got to be irrational in your belief about what's possible. Yeah, thank you, Abuelito. Thank you. Okay. Any other questions?